Okay, Brett, who's your garbage person of the week?
Ben Shapiro's my garbage person of the week. If true, this video proves, and it's one of my favorite videos I've seen in a while. If true, it proves that Ben Shapiro is a naughty, dirty, dirty boy.
You're never gonna believe who followed me 2 days ago. The official Ben Shapiro. Now, why is a conservative media mogul following the girl who went viral for throwing a burlesque Shabbat with dominatrixes and shibari? One can only assume it's because he wants in. So I did what any normal girl would do. I DM'd him, politely, respectfully, and asked if he'd want to be our next model for our body sushi display. We'd provide the wasabi. He just had to lie still and try not to monologue about the decline of Western values, while we gently cover his body in sushi-grade salmon. So, quick update, I am no longer being followed by Ben Shapiro, just the FBI.
God, it makes me so happy. That is Chef Tova, who did collaborate with Sinners Shabbat to throw a sinful burlesque Shabbat, complete with nipple tape, holla at your boy, and one of my favorite little things, the battle against evil and discrimination has never been won with respectability, so come eat holla off this sexy hunk. Amazing that Ben Shapiro would follow someone who did that. It contradicts something we learned about him back when this happened. OnlyFans star Bonnie Blue reportedly dropped $500,000 on a custom Ferrari 458, and this was his response to that moment.
Unfortunately, mainstreaming pornography has been a thing for a very, very long time. I mean, I wrote a book back in 2005 that I was widely derided for called Porn Generation, all about the pornification of American society.
Yeah.
And I suggested that it would become absolutely endemic, that every young person in America would have seen pornography by the time they were 13, 14 years old. And again, everyone mocked me at the time for saying that, but it became very clear that that's exactly what's happened here. And of course, young women are only seeing sort of the quote unquote upside and never the downside, which would be, the fact that she has no soul. That's going to drive a bunch of young women to do really, really stupid and terrible things to themselves. And if they think that the money is going to pay for all the damage they're doing to themselves, I have a hard time believing that.
Ben Shapiro said that someone who does OnlyFans has no soul. Someone who, puts sexuality first is soulless. And there he is following Chef Tova after she goes viral for her burlesque bondage Shabbat dinner. And look at this was his freaking book cover, Porn Generation, how social liberalism is corrupting our future. Ben, you need to look at some porn. And I love his thing where it's like, we're gonna live in a world somewhere far down the line when no kid who gets to 12 or 13 years old before seeing porn. Dude, come on, everyone's friend has an older brother.
Plus it was like the internet existed in 2005. What is he predicting at that point?
My generation, I was 13 in 1995, man. And I remember in middle school, someone brought a page from a Penthouse magazine. And I looked at it and I was like, that's what they got? Wow, it was terrifying. But I learned to love it, Ben, through that. And I'd say it's more dangerous if you don't have pornography, because then your kid's gonna start doing weird stuff to the furniture.
Exactly. And someday become vice president. Okay, so a couple things that I love in that. One, how casually he says that she doesn't have a soul, which seems
so
weird, judgy.
So
strange. So anyway, whatever.
No one who speaks in that fast a monotone has a soul.
Yeah, exactly. I'll return to the soul thing. I love that he thinks the reason people mocked him for his book was that we didn't think he was right that lots of people would see porn. That's not why people were making fun of you, buddy. We all knew everyone's gonna see porn. It's just that you wrote a book about it and you're a goofball. That's why we're making fun of you. Also, I love how the question, why is he following the woman who went viral for throwing a dominatrix Shabbat, just answers itself.
Yeah.
That's why he's following you, because the dude likes porn, because everybody likes porn. But then also, the final thing about him and why he's garbage. So first of all, do I think that everybody should be having sex with 1,057 men in 12 hours? No, that seems like a lot. That seems bad. That said, if you do that, you should get a custom Ferrari 458 because you've been through some stuff. Also, does anybody else see the irony? of him being like, she did this evil thing, and if she thinks the money will pay for the damage being done to her, as he associates with his entire social circle of right-wing grifters who are doing work, carrying water for billionaires, spreading insane culture war garbage, demonizing people, ruining their lives so they can have nice cars and nice kitchen remodels. But she's the bad one, as he participates in this right-wing circle of whores for billionaires. Like, she just had sex with men. You're helping to destroy democracy so that you can get paid. And at least what she did at least brought pleasure to about 1,000 men at the very least. But anyway, very good garbage person, Brett.